This conference will now be recorded.
All right, so happy Monday. Today is Monday, March 30th, and as always, everything that we're going to be talking about today is for educational purposes only, and nothing is intended as any type of investment advice. All right, so first thing going to be looking at, and it's because it's the best show of hand that I have seen this morning, is ABT. So we can see that we already have a gigantic range coming into this. On average, trade $2.72, and look at these prints. Right before 9 o'clock, we can see that 80, 50, and then 80 just got hit pretty hard. Now, one thing that we do have to realize is that the fact that this might not be a short. And I just want you to kind of realize that because of the fact that it jumped up so much, there might have been somebody that was kind of sitting there at that 80 level where 80 was their number to get out. Now, it's still going to have to react the same. I just want you to understand that if that's the case based off what we're seeing, they technically don't have to make money. But we're still going to be looking for a substantial pull-up up based off the range that we're seeing this morning coming into it already needing to make $1. We're going to be sitting right around that 82 to 82.50 at a minimum of where we really want to see this thing pull up before we trigger back down and then eventually come underneath these 80 prints from where we saw that selling coming in. All right, so overall right now, very smooth trading stock. I mean, the orders are thin, but that's where we're getting such a big range from. But right here, this is exactly what we want to see coming into the morning with something. Now, the chart on this one's going to be real easy to draw because coming from 80, we're going to go straight up to right around the 82.50, 82 to 82.50, and then we're going to be looking for a trigger back towards that downside. Next thing, SPCE. So beautiful move up this morning on really not that much, but because it was so early, you're talking about a time where most people can't even trade till 8 o'clock. We did get that nice move up. And the one thing that I do like is that it's holding. All right, so we want to stay in this consolidation. We really want to see it hold that one level. And the only thing is that the buying is okay. I mean, it definitely does have some buying over, but I once again with these cheaper stocks, $1, I really like to see more than that. And the volume, I would rather have seen it get a bit higher. But this is going to be on our regular list rather than our side list because of the fact that once again, just a huge range that's coming into it based off of what it typically trades, and it does have that buying that's sitting there up above. So we really would like to see it hold this one level, make a nice move up towards the upside. Just remember, this isn't going to be one of those stocks that's going to move, $5 based off the personality that it's showing. It's not going to be a huge trade, but if it fits into your game plan, you could trade a lot of shares of this. Next thing, BLPH. So BLPH this morning, we can see our range is absolutely phenomenal. Volume's okay, 214,000 shares. I mean, it's not really that special, but the orders being so thin, we can see that we definitely have that big range that's coming into there. Show of hand is because the orders are so thin, there's just not really a lot going on out there. So make sure you're watching regular time and sales because that's where you're going to see a lot of the bigger orders start to come in. These bigger bursts, they're not going to really show up as much because there's just not many orders out there that are going to be over 1,000. So we know that most of the bigger buying that we're going to be see coming into this is going to be bigger bursts of zeros and ones and twos and threes and fives and six and so on and so forth. All right, but overall, I definitely do like this stock based off of what we could say. Just make sure you go out there and get shares of it because based off of the amount of volume that it went up this high off of, if we start to see selling coming in, guys, this is going to be a huge short. So make sure that you go out there and get some shares. Next thing, looking at APT. So APT, I have not really seen much around this 1350 besides selling. All right, you can see this morning, about 5 o'clock in the afternoon. You had a little bit of buying that we're not really going to take much, pay much attention to, but basically after 8 o'clock this morning, we just have not really seen anything but people getting out of this. Now, unfortunately, there's no controlling prints, which I was a little bit odd when I was looking at it. I would have expected it to print something at 1350, but once again, the orders aren't really that thick at all. So overall, it's showing us that we really should be pushing down. And because there's no controlling prints, there is a lot of selling. So it might be a little bit of a pull up, but we really don't need it based off of the off level prints that we're seeing on that sell side around this 1350 level. So if we continue to see this selling without any new buying, we're coming right back down. And it's another one, make sure that you go out there and get shares for. Now I got two side list stocks, TOPS. All right, so tops, once again, it just fits all the criteria. We have buying that's up above. Now, this one is going to be very small ranged, okay? So this has to fit, we were talking about looking at 10 cents, 5 to 10 cents within it, just because it looks so good, 30, it went up about 15 cents, but you're going to have to trade in about 10-cent increments because of the fact that it's just not a big mover. The only thing I really hate about it too is that 50 is right above this. Okay, so if we get a nice 10-cent move to that 50 level, 50 more than likely we're going to see a huge amount of prints that come back into it, and it's going to kind of slow things down a little bit. But make sure that this is one of those that have to fit your game plan. If you're not trading a lot of shares of it, it is not even worth your, basically worth your time because of the huge amount of volume and how hard it's going to be to read. Unless, like I said, unless you're trading, to over 20,000 shares of it, somewhere in that area, it's not even worth it. And then CTRM, another side list stock. All right, now this is bottom of the side list, but once again, it's still kind of holding within where it originally started its consolidation, and we have that one level. So it's on the bottom just because of the way that it's trading. It's very sporadic. So the personality that it's showing once the market opens, even if it gets a little bit better, I'm not seeing a ton, but it still fits our criteria. So I'm going to put it on my side list and keep an eye on it. Now, obviously, cruise lines are moving this morning. So we had NCLH, which we had a bunch of buying that came in at 11. I'm not going to put these on. Well, I'll put them on our list just because. But we had, aspirants that came in 11. You can see all the new buying that's coming in afterwards as well. So, I mean, it's definitely been, a heavier side on the ask prints than it has on that bid side. But I didn't really see the pullback I would have wanted from that 11. So I would be expecting it to come down first. And then same thing with NCLH, with CCL. CCL coming in, you can see 1350, real nice prints right here. This is a great burst. I mean, they weren't all obviously at the same time, but they were very, very close to each other. And with the thinner orders that are going to be out there, this is definitely one that I do like. Once again, needs to pull back. We have a perfect print line, 1325 right there. And then we would be looking, obviously, for us to go back towards that upside. MRNA side list. Let's take a look. It's gonna move. It's been a mover. It's definitely there for us. It's just unfortunately I don't see anything there yet. I mean, you can see within the trading this morning, there's just better things to look at. So definitely you can put it on your side list, but we just have some, like I said, some better show of hands that are going on out there. I like to set up on the daily for INO, not the greatest right now, but worth watching. 1 million of volume versus 6 million average. Let's take a look. Wait, 1 million versus 6. We already went over tops, Grant. 1 million. Oh, versus what it usually does. Yeah. Okay. No, it doesn't look bad at all. I'll definitely throw that one on our side list. I don't see anything any prints that are great, just off the top of my head right now. But yeah, I like the setup. It's interesting. And then, yes, ZM is pulling back from the highs. ZM is another one. BA is another one that we also have. And there's one, I have a side list stock today. All right, and it's gonna be LK. So LK, one thing that we want to realize is that, and we're going on 2 days now, that its volume puzzle made absolutely no sense. All right, so right now, is there anything that's great out there? No, I don't see any great show of hand. That's why it's on our side list. But going to have to be watching this, because when that puzzle does start to make sense, we're gonna take 2 days worth and be able to put it all into that 1 day range. So still going to be looking at it. Yeah, Andy, well, we'll see what happens. But yes, I definitely do. Chinese coffee, what could go wrong? All right, guys, anything else out there that I missed? Anything else out there that I missed? All right. I think that is going to be it. So remember, classes 9:15 starts this week. We have Traders Exchange Tuesday. And other than that, I will talk to everyone in the chat. Happy trading.